Hello everybody, welcome to the Value Vintage channel. My name is Aaron. I'm going to do a quick little introduction. I figured coming off the hype and excitement and fun of the Strongsville show, this would be a good chance to just go ahead and launch the channel, and with a little bit of encouragement and support, I decided this would just be the best time to start sharing a few things. So going to the Strongsville show was really amazing, seeing all the videos out there. We were able to attend, and initially I wanted to attend because I wanted to meet up with my buddy Joe. Been friends for 30 plus years. We're both collectors, so it's kind of a cool thing. We live in different time zones, so having a chance to kind of meet in the middle and connect and share a couple days of cool hobby and some time to just hang out and grab a beer was a good opportunity. So that's kind of the launching idea. We found out there's going to be about 50 or 60 YouTubers there. Obviously several dozen that we've been following for months, if not years, and then several folks that we're just kind of getting a chance to meet for the first time. Being that we've always kind of been in the background as commenters and, Facebook group members and things like that. We're not really as present and significant and maybe known in the community, but not that we need to be. But what an amazing group of folks. Just very welcoming. Very interested in just getting to know more people, more collectors, seeing where you fit, and sharing knowledge, sharing laughs, and just what a really cool time. So starting off and just the whole idea, I would really encourage you guys, if you get a chance to go to a larger show, comment here. If it's anywhere near where I can go, I'd love to meet up. Strongsville hopefully will become an annual tradition, and hopefully all the folks we met would be back next year as well. But in the spirit of things, I hope that I can contribute to the community, and really where I was seeing folks encouraging me and just saying, just get out there, just do it. None of us are exactly movie stars and celebrities trying to do this stuff right. We're just trying to have some fun and share some community and share some ideas and some knowledge at that. So they said just jump out there, share a few things, share your pickups, and people enjoy it. People will come together and have some fun. So I'm hoping I'll find some things along the way that I can share that might be unique and something different that you haven't had a chance to see. So total Strongsville, I went there with a really kind of top 4 or 5 hit list. I was hoping to find some really crazy unique things. From that perspective, unfortunately, a lot of what I hunt for is pop 20, pop 10, pop 6. So didn't actually find anything in my top 5. That said, there were some amazing things. So dig a little farther down the list than just the top 5, and you found some really cool things. So what did I pick up? 2 of the things, actually, my buddy Joe that I met up with, 2 were his. So it's a Stan Musial autograph. Again, maybe just a little bit less common. You'll see as I share some of my collection. George Sisler, Three Finger Brown, some of the older guys that I collect. But Stan Musial, when you get into the kind of core vintage 40s, 50s, 60s kind of time frame, he's one that I collect heavily. So fortunately, he had a very long life, a very good life, and a very generous life. So there's a lot of signatures out there, a lot of really cool items of his that are unique. So anything from patch cards that are a little more, that's really what I consider to be my modern collection, is old guys on a modern card. So patches, bats, signatures, things like that I collect, but do like some oddball things. The other piece, I think Joe and I had negotiated. He somehow ended up with 2. And so I said, if you ever want to part with 1, give me first dibs at it. And he did. It's just such a cool picture. So that is one. I don't know if I even saw one there. With the dealers that were there, I'm sure they probably had 3 of them under their tables. But what a cool picture. So absolutely Lou Gehrig. So that is a 1934 Butterfinger Premium R310. It is a value grade of a 1.5. When I say value, that generally means that I love the A's, I love the 1s. 1.5 is almost like a stellar 1. BVG, some of these things you only get graded by certain companies. I have no problem if I can get a good deal on a BVG. So I know some call it a Frankenstein collection. I am good with that. But just look at some of the details. I just love this picture. You've got the old first base. You've got his glove. There's the uniform. The background is just, what a cool piece. So those are the 2 I picked up that I knew I was going to secure. So that was not a competitive bid or anything of that nature. That was wheelhouse stuff that I was able to pick up from a friend. So another cool part of the community, when they know what you like, Sometimes you find the deals are right around the corner. The first card I bought from a dealer, so snagged that guy, George Sisler. I would say that would be, if you were to call me a super collector of things. I know there's maze collectors and Seaver and Clemente and folks that just focus on one person or other. I am definitely a Sisler super collector. I think his story, and I'll share that on other videos, is just amazing. But this card, E122, by no means, these other two cards I did not pick up. That pose is by no means unique. It's all over the place with other items. So that's a very, very common pose. What I learned from the dealer, the E122s are basically a picture of. So if you compare these side by side, you actually see very, very clean, clear. And then if you could see this thing up close, this one actually looks kind of grainy. It looks like they took a picture of the picture. And in reality, from what I understand, that's what they did. But the cool thing of the E122, so E series, you get the Caramel series. It's from Lancaster and York, PA. I've been to both those places, so that's also fun. But the idea of the E122s, they're extremely scarce. So when I looked at the value, his price was a little higher than other caramel cards, especially for Sisler. Not crazy, still within budget, nothing super odd, but little premium. So I did a little bit of research. From what I found, there's 4 graded by PSA, and there's this one graded by SGC. It is miscategorized by SGC. So it's actually listed as an E120, and it says card number E122. So SGC has about 20 of my cards now. Not that I have any pull, but go ahead and please reclassify that. I would love to be able to search for my E122 set and find Sisler. As of right now, I cannot. But I think that's a really, really cool picture. Again, I don't know if it's super collector, hoarder, obsessive, compulsive disorder. I'm not sure where that falls, but that's kind of where I am with Sisler. I'm trying to get as many unique, cool, at least one example of everything that I can find. So that was pickup number 3. Pickup 4, thank you, Mike Petty. So very, very cool. Talk about YouTubers and folks. As far as I know, Mr. Petty is channelless, but he is also probably one of the easiest people to find. So he's just walking around, just threw this thing out, and I don't know if he has 10 more of them. The way he collects, he probably found a much nicer version. In fact, I think he does have a much nicer version, but this is my wheelhouse. If you were to see this thing in a 5, you're talking, house payment. I'm trying to stay more car payment or less, but grade of a 1, but still, centering's decent. Not that I'm a centering machine, but just presentation. Some cards can be off-centered and look amazing, and other cards would look a little distorted and be a little less enjoyable. Even the back really is pretty clean and nice. Being that I'm Aaron, I kind of like Hank Aaron, so nothing wrong with that. And I do have his full base run. I don't have maybe every single offshoot with MVPs and All-Stars and that kind of fun stuff, but Hires would be one that not only is a little tough to find, there's a few hundred of them floating around, at least in graded version, but also, again, when you get into the 4, 5s and up, you're talking, comma prices, and that's probably not where I would ever want to venture to. So again, go for the value when you're doing vintage. That's a cool card that is suddenly affordable. And then the last card, I was really pretty close to being on my way out and ended up just kind of walking by a table and looking and seeing a lot of stuff that I had, or, maybe wasn't real high on my priority list, just a lot of good solid 50 stuff. If you're still building that kind of core enjoyment collection, I love all those. I have a lot of full player runs, but looking kind of that mid 50s range and walking through, I saw like the 54, 55 case from a dealer, and all of a sudden I see this thing sitting there. Not graded, which again, if it wasn't at a show, I might be a little more leery, a little more skeptical of pulling the trigger on something like that. And again, this thing can get to many, many hundreds and start having some commas in the price before you get too nice. Probably, I think, actually looks nicer in this version when you start seeing, kind of on a camera or at a distance, which realistically, when you start looking at how I'm going to look at it, that's going to look pretty nice from somewhere back there. It is definitely a little bit maybe wavy. It looks like it's had some, hot dog influence, which makes sense since it's a Wilson Franks card. And the back, obviously, it looks like it was adhered to package. Nothing crazy, but, some paper loss. If I have this graded, it's going to get an A, which, as a school teacher is outstanding. We like A's. But reality is, it still looked really, really good. I'm still going to enjoy that card. It was significantly less even than ones are going for. So will I get it graded next year? Maybe. Do I enjoy it as just the, raw, ungraded version that I can pull out and get my hands on and take a look at whenever I feel like it? Absolutely. So that's about it. That's really what I want to do on these videos. I want to spend just a few minutes every so often when I feel like I can contribute something that might be kind of fun to look at and interesting for someone that's out there looking for things that aren't everyday come acrosses on eBay. I'll share and hopefully give a few bits of information that might be unique and new. So thank you for watching. I appreciate anyone that would want to share any ideas. And if you've been to Strongsville, please share what you thought. And absolutely just appreciate being able to contribute a little something to the community, and appreciate everything that's been done from all the other YouTubers and community members and commenters. I just think it's a really, really cool thing, way to build some community and have some fun as a group and, share some enjoyment in a hobby. So take care. See you next time.